Many Australians with family members in Iran are anxiously waiting for updates. There is little information getting out due to the internet blackouts there, and the Iranian community is finding ways to support each other here in Australia. Well, Suren Edgar is the Vice President of the Australian Iranian Community Alliance. He joins us now from Adelaide. Suren, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. When was the last time you were able to speak to family and friends in Iran?
Thank you so much, Fuzi, for having me. As many of us know, it's not really easy to get in touch with the family members back there due to, the phone lines are not really countable, so the internet is down. And I had a chance to speak with my sister 2 days ago, and for 15 minutes and for 15 seconds. And when she contacted me after the attack of the Israeli military on one of the industrial zones in our hometowns.
There must be a lot of anxiety within the Iranian community here in Australia because they aren't able to get a hold of their loved ones in Iran.
Yeah, definitely it is. It is. I can say it's much more, sometimes it's harder for us when we are far from our family. For myself, I can say it's much more easier. It would be much more easier if I'm middle of the conflict because I know what's happening and I've got my loved ones around me. But when you are far from your homeland and you cannot get much news from there, you cannot get in contact with them, and especially in Australia, we've got different time, and whenever the conflict started. Most of us, trying to go to bed and, get ready for tomorrow, for our job, for the normal life here. So that makes the situation much more harder for the Iranian Australian. They're far from the country.
I can imagine that it must feel quite surreal to be able to get on with your daily life here in Australia and still think about your family and friends and not know what's actually happening with them in Iran as these strikes continue and as the conflict escalates as well. How is the Iranian community providing comfort to each other?
We're trying to stay in touch, and I know many of the community leaders get in touch with the community members. We're trying to provide them with the information. We're trying to information not only from back in Iran, because some of us might be able to speak with some of our family members, and we can share the information regarding what's happening back there. And also, we are sharing the information from our government here with the community members. Regarding this, the help they can get from the government regarding their mental health, and also sharing information is really, really important, and that would be helpful for our community. And also some gatherings, and also some financial supports, because we've got many international students here, and they were, getting financial support from the family back there, and it's all been disconnected. Yeah. So it's a hard time, but by bringing the community together, we're trying to stay strong and to pass this.
Suren, while all this is happening there in Tehran and in Iran, there's a lot of talk about the possibility of regime change. Whether that's going to happen or not, we don't know. What's the feeling here in Australia and amongst, the Iranians that you're talking to when people start talking about regime change?
I can say if we look at the past in, the Iranians inside the Irans and also the diaspora, they were trying to get rid of this regime many times, but by many different protests. And the last one was the Women Life Freedom Uprising. And we saw many diaspora all around the world. They came to the street and raised their voices. So yes, Iranians are looking for change, and Iranians are trying to be free. and they need freedom and a real change. Not more war, not more pressure from the government. They want a future free from dictatorship and violence. So people are trying to, people are tired of living in fear. We want a diplomatic Iran. That's what our people want. And we want the world leader to stay on side of our people, not the government, and also leave them to choose what they want for their future. The future of the Iranians should be in their hand. That's what really Iranian wants.
Well, Suren Edgar, Vice President of the Australian Iranian Community Alliance, we thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us today.
Thank you so much for your time.